I'm Roby Brock. Welcome to the program. Joined now by George Jarrett. He covers Northeast Arkansas for Talk Business and Politics. Always good to have you in studio as opposed to by phone and email. Good to have you with us.
Good to be here.
Let's talk about some things happening in Northeast Arkansas, specifically Jonesboro. We have the big Red Wolf Convention Center finally opening and on track. What do you think that is going to do for the community up there? What's your sense of how it is being received?
Well, we've been waiting for this convention center project for literally years. The mayor over there's talked about it for 10 plus years. This project in particular, once the details were meted out, was over 100 work days behind schedule. It should have been open by now, and that was due to the weather. We had a lot of bad weather up in that part of the state. We were in dire need of hotel space in Jonesboro. We have, the city is growing exponentially, and we have a lot of visitors. On a given day, we're pushing 80,000 as far as population growth, but on any given day, we have 120,000 people in the city. Mm-hmm. So, we also, ASU is right there. So the convention center is going to allow the city to bring in, different groups and do different types of programs and stuff like that. The Red Wolf Center, it's, a 40,000 square foot space. And we're really excited to finally have this thing. We've talked about it for years. There's been so much controversy attached to it, but now we're just going to move forward, and we're going to have a convention center in Jonesboro.
Yeah, and I think the good thing too is there will be some state associations that like to move around and locate their annual conventions in some different corners of the state. This will give them the option for doing that, and then I guess just recruiting specific types of projects to Jonesboro. I mean, you're not going to be able to be all things to all people, but with that convention center, you can go after some targeted industry and some targeted business.
Absolutely. And another side effect is, and it seems minor, but it's not, like when parents bring their kids to, go take a tour of the ASU campus, there wasn't a hotel or anything close right on campus where they could stay and then go and check out the different facilities and stuff like that. And so from a logistics standpoint, just for the college students and their parents, it's going to help. And plus, they're going to start a hospitality program at the hotel, which will be another offering through the ASU, through the university system. And the thing about it is the hospitality, that degree program, it's actually growing. I mean, it's actually a growing sector right now. So it'll put ASU at the forefront in this region for offering stuff like that.
So all of that kind of factors into what we'll be able to see how successful the convention center is in terms of bringing business, because you'll see that reflected in A&P taxes, hospitality taxes. And we're already seeing some big sales tax growth up in Jonesboro and Craighead County. You've been reporting on that. For people that aren't in that area of the state, it's not Northwest Arkansas beyond believable growth, but it has been really more than slow and steady. It's been solid, big growth up there.
Jonesboro is a strange city. When it comes to like big economic trends around the country, there's the highs and lows. We have recessions, depressions, things like that. Since the 70s, Jonesboro has been consistently growing as far as population. It's not like you say, not like the huge growth in Northwest Arkansas. It's the 2 to 3% every year. Well, the correlation to that is also other economic sector growth, including sales tax. Sales tax is always an indicator of how a local economy is performing. I know I pulled the numbers yesterday. Over the last 5 to 6 years, every single year, the city of Jonesboro has set a new record for sales tax growth. And again, if you're watching numbers in Little Rock or Northwest Arkansas, the numbers in Jonesboro are not going to blow your mind. But the fact of the consistent growth pattern is very abnormal for the most part compared to many parts of the state and other parts of the country.
My comparison is the old tortoise and the hare. I mean, Jonesboro's been the tortoise. It's just been slow and steady, wins the race. And some of these other areas of the state will see these big pockets and jumps and declines, and it's steady. Even back during the recession 10 years ago, Jonesboro fell like everybody else did, but it just did not fall that much. It was pretty interesting. Let's talk about a cover story that you did on our latest Northeast Arkansas Talk Business and Politics print publication on carbon farming. What is carbon farming and why are people doing it?
Okay, so you kind of have this traditional idea in your head of what a farm is. You see a tractor out in the field tilling up the soil. And it takes a lot of input cost to till soil, and you have to put herbicides and all sorts of chemicals into the ground, fertilizer and other nutrients to make a crop grow. So there's been a push here in recent years, with to try to not till the soil, because when you till soil, you release carbon. Carbon feeds plants. So if you were to find a way to keep the carbon in the soil, that would be preferable. It would reduce your input costs, and also it's good for the environment.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's companies out there who are trying to create carbon credits that attach to the farm. And so what happens is they try to use no-till practices, and those practices include growing like cover crops within the crop. Maybe utilizing, like livestock in certain acres, because there's just the organic, and I won't go into all of the details,
I know what you say when you're talking about organic fertilizer there.
Yeah, there's
so,
some organic
right,
benefits to
okay,
having
I got
livestock
you.
in these fields. So there's a movement around the country, or actually really around the world. And in Arkansas, about 300,000 acres have been dedicated or to this process, and so we're going to see how it works. I've talked to at least one farmer who said that it's saving him money, and he's not doing it because he's an environmentalist. He's doing it because it's helping make his farm more financially feasible.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's an interesting story. You can catch it on our website at talkbusiness.net. He is George Jarrett. He covers Northeast Arkansas for us daily. You can keep up with what's going on in that region of the state with George's excellent coverage. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's all for today's Talk Business and Politics. I'm Roby Brock. We'll see you next time.